Hello, Randonauts. So I am a little bit fired up for today's Randonautica adventure. There is something that happened in the UK, in London, on March 3rd. A woman who is the exact same age as me went missing. She did nothing wrong. She was simply walking home from a friend's house. She was in a place called Clapham Common, which is a place that I've been in. It's weird to imagine, like, I've been in London, I've been in that exact area. And she was walking home and she was abducted by an off-duty police officer. So this poor 33-year-old woman doing nothing wrong, not dressed slutty or whatever, doing something that would be asking for it, because I know there's still sick people out in the world that are like, well, what was she doing? Was she drunk? Was she dressed like a slut? Then, well, of course she's going to be abducted by an off-duty police officer. That kind of thinking is so toxic, and in this situation, she truly didn't do anything wrong except be alone. And I think we need to normalize what is wrong with the men who are so unhinged that they do these insane acts of violence against other people, and not focus so much on the people who get abducted as to like what did they do wrong. All she did was exist. She was wearing a coat and walking home. I'll put on the screen here an image that was probably the last image taken of her alive, because unfortunately Sarah Everard was found, her body was found about a week later in Kent, I believe, kind of near this guy's home. So crazy, unhinged cop decides to abduct just a regular, contributing to society member of the earth in London and brutally murder her. And so I have been so rattled and enraged by this, because it's so common. I think this is why this story is touching us on like a worldwide level, is because it's so unfortunately common, and there isn't a single woman on this planet, not your mom, not your sister, not your grandma, not your wife. All women have had to take extra precautions just to feel safe existing in the world. It doesn't even matter what country you're in. All countries, for some reason, have cultivated this culture where men have no resources to get the help they need, so they bottle it all up inside, and then they act out and do crazy stuff towards women, and yet it's women who are always like, well, you should protect yourself against crazy men. Well, it's like, well, why don't we help the crazy men? Like, why don't we focus our efforts on like giving them, one, accountability, and two, like some sort of resources to help them? Because I have just a little bit of compassion, not for the guy who did this. It's not compassion like, oh wow, he should be let off. No, it's compassion in the sense that like men really don't get a lot of the same opportunities to heal in the way that women do. And maybe actually, as I say that, I'm kind of like, they do. They actually do have the same opportunities, but men just don't take them. So maybe we need to change that. Maybe men need to start stepping up and owning their own vulnerabilities so they don't get to the point of crazy that they start doing stuff like this. So anyway, that is my rant to start this Randonautica. Because like I said, I've just been really touched by the story. Again, because she's the same age as me. And I just relate to her as a person. Like I see myself in her, and so many other women across the world see themselves in her. And it truly is like, by the grace of God, there go I. And it sucks that she had to become a statistic and a martyr for this movement of like bringing more attention to violence against women. And so I today would like to do a Randonautica to honor her, to try to get some maybe like a message from her, but then also just to see what else we could be led to about this issue of violence against women. So let's just jump right on into it, shall we? Let's pull up my app. I'm going to use the original Randonautica app. I've been liking that app again. For those of you who have followed me for a while, you know that for a while I jumped to a different app that's technically a knockoff app, but it was performing much better. It was giving me amazing points, and I don't know how. That's why I say there's a ghost in my phone who just like sends me on adventures, because I don't know how. It gave me cool points. But now I feel like something has realigned with the original Randonautica app, and that's my location and all that fun stuff. So we're going to start with this and see what happens. So I'm honestly a little bit nervous to do my first intention, but it feels really important to do it. And I'm nervous because I don't know what's going to happen. And that is, my intention is going to be violence against women. So I'm nervous because hopefully it doesn't lead me into a situation where there's violence against me. So I'm going to make sure that's not a part of my intention as I'm magically putting it into my phone. It's just, I want to be led to a location though that has something to do with violence against women, get some more clarity on it, get some information, or just who knows. This app, it's always surprised me in terms of what it leads me to, that I'm like, whoa, didn't see that connection coming, but okay. So let's just jump right in and do this. Okay, here we go. We are looking for an attractor. I'm going to generate now. Violence against women. Violence against women. Violence. Whoa, that was fast. One, I wasn't even finished putting my intention in there and it gave me a point like super fast. But it's like a little jarring because it's in a neighborhood. Wait. Okay, maybe this is right on, okay. We just gotta go because my brain is spinning, but often when I'm looking at the map, I don't fully know the full answer yet. So let's just start driving and see what is over there. So this point is crazy close. I did not realize when I first pulled it up, like I thought I kind of knew the area. I was kind of wrong. And then now I know where we're going. And we're seriously almost there. It's like a 2-minute drive to this point, and I'm very curious to see what is over there. So it's literally on the street, and it's like kind of busy right now because apparently school gets out at 2 now. I don't understand that, but the school is getting out, so there's like kids and cars everywhere. And the point is like it's gonna be on our left, my left, as we get out of this little school zone situation. So I'm gonna drive by first because I don't think I can park on this street. It's kind of like a main-ish street. And then, so we're gonna drive by and then I'm gonna try to find a place to park. We're gonna 1,000 feet. It's right next to this freaking kindergarten over here. You can't tell, but this is like a little preschool kindergarten thing. And then next to it is this big, usually gorgeous field. And this is where the point is, like right. What? Oh, it's for sale. Weird. Okay. All right, it's time for me to park and we're gonna explore a little bit more. So here we are. The point is this, you can see it's like a really big kind of open farm situation that's in the middle of a neighborhood. And it was called Dharma's Garden. And you can see right now there's like all these signs that say to save it, because obviously it's for sale. Whoever has owned it before couldn't afford to keep it up, and that kind of makes sense. It's not a very big farm and Boulder is expensive AF, so yeah. But the point itself I think is like really close to this particular sign, so let me pull out my phone and just double check to see if we're like actually on the point or not. You can see we're like basically like right on the point, so this is really interesting. And I'm a little bit confused because obviously our intention is violence against women, and we were led to this, like I said, usually really beautiful, random little open space of farminess, and it's also in the middle of a lot of schools. Oh gosh, there's people coming up the sidewalk. I look like a freak, so we're probably not going to linger here, but I'm just not totally sure what to make of this yet. So the more I think about it, the more that farm, I could totally see it having like an underlying, oh great, there's a Tesla riding my ass. Welcome to Boulder, where the Teslas ride your ass. So as I was saying, there is something about that farm that has a very hippie vibe, but as someone who was born into like a weird hippie cult, there's this weird underlying feeling of violence in hippie communities. Like, it's so weird to even acknowledge, but it's like ironic because I think it's because people who are drawn to those communities are usually people who come from a lot of trauma and they're looking for like a new sense of community, and then they get their traumatized selves into the new community and they're just still acting out the same trauma. So anyway, I don't actually know anything about the people who run the Dharma garden or whatever that's now failing and for sale. But there's a part of me that's like, I could see maybe I was led to that point because maybe there's something about that group of people that there's some weird violence going on. I have no idea. Or it could be run by a woman who went through a lot of violence in her life. Like, there's so many things that I don't know that could be the reason why I was led to that point. And I just don't know. And so now my mind is like spinning with like all the reasons that I could be there. I also like the symbolism of the deer thing. Like, that makes a lot of sense to me, that it's like the people who are acted on in this violence are really innocent. Like, they're just innocent people. And anyway, so let's do another point. All right, well, that was interesting. Now I've pulled up the app again. We have reset it. There's a person. I'm extra leery of people today, clearly. So for my next point, I would really like to get a little more personal with Sarah Everard herself. Just even like saying her name, like my heart breaks. And I often do this on my channel. When I do a Randonautica for a person who's passed on, I ask to get a message from them. So my intention is to be led somewhere in this vicinity that has some kind of message in it from Sarah to us that she would want us to know. So again, we got the app up. Let's just put that intention in and see where in this wide world I am led. A message from Sarah Everard. Message from Sarah. Okay, whoa. I can feel when the point comes through the phone because my phone buzzes, like, so I'll be doing it and then it's like, and that freaks me out when it happens so quickly. When I feel like I haven't even put the full intention is, but this is also like super close to the last point we just got. You don't know that, but I know that. This is like across the street at the school that's like a little farther down. It's like at the elementary school that's right there where all the kids just got out. So, whoa, okay, well, let's go on over to the school. It is the school. I'm just really like, whoa, okay, so let's go over there. Wow. Also, I just realized that I am an idiot and I thought it was 2 and it's actually 3, which is a normal time for school to get out. But because my car is still on the old time in the US of A, we just had daylight savings time. And anyway, so it is 3 o'clock. That's normal for schools to get out. And I'm really curious if there's still a lot of people over there, because it's kind of weird that I acknowledged like, oh, the school's getting out and there's kids and cars everywhere, and now I'm being led back to that very school, and the school itself is the point. So I'm hoping there's not a lot of people there, because then I can't really explore it if there's tons of people. Well, it looks like we're in luck. There are still some cars in the parking lot. I'm assuming these are the teachers that haven't left yet, but I don't see a lot of kids. So let's park, pretend we belong here, and see what is going on. Really interesting. So I changed it to satellite view. Obviously I'm the blue dot parked here in the parking lot. In front of me is this little playground, and the point is like directly on like the very center of the middle of this school. And as I mentioned before, this is obviously an elementary school. So in the United States, that's a school for kids aged 5 to 10 years old, about. And so it's for younger kids. And I don't know much about this school in particular, other than it is a pretty busy public school. It's like the big school of this neighborhood. There are these signs. Like at first when I pulled up, I thought maybe these signs had something to do with her message, because they have posted these messages that are kind of like thanks for everything that you've been doing during all of the disruptions we have had. So I almost wonder, like, maybe Sarah Everard wanted to like say this same message, but like kind of in her own words. That could be something. There's another one over here, but I think this one is in Spanish, because this is a Spanish and English speaking community. Oh yeah, this one says, thank you, BBSD superheroes. So in some ways it's like, I guess I'll just come on in here. Like maybe she wants to say thank you. Like, thank you for all of the support that she's gotten, and I'm sure that from wherever she is in this universe, she totally sees like all of the love and attention she's getting, and I'm sure there's maybe even a part of her that's, I don't know, it sounds weird to say glad to like bring so much attention to this, because no one would be like, yeah, sign me up to go through that, but who knows what she's thinking and feeling on the other side. So I'm just kind of slowly walking around and filming. There's nothing else interesting in this playground except obviously like all the equipment. I don't want to get like too close to the school. I don't even know if it's like, you know, legal to be filming the school. Okay, there's people, so let's go this way. And I don't think I need to go in the school to get the message. I kind of feel like I'm getting it, because the other message that I feel like could be a part of this is like a reminder to play. Oh, look, there's a thing on the ground. A little kid left her little mermaid pen or something. Maybe Sarah liked mermaids. So, I don't know. The idea of continuing to play and to learn, that was totally the first thing that really struck me when I noticed that this point was this school. That was the first thing that struck me, that maybe Sarah wants to send a message to humanity to keep learning, to keep growing, and to keep playing, and you know, all that good stuff. And like, even just saying that, it makes me kind of emotional, because I feel like that is what I would probably say if I were her on the other side. So, wow. So normally I would just do 2 intentions and 2 points for one Randonautica video, but for this one I feel like I want to end on some sort of like resolution or something, at least for myself, I guess. So I'd like to do one more intention about this. So I've reset the app again. I'm going to keep it on satellite view. A commenter said that that's what they use, and I was like, why have I not done that? Like, why have I not? Because it shows you what you're looking at, you know, it gives you a much better idea of the topography and stuff. So why am I not keeping it on satellite view? So my next intention is going to be preventing violence. I'm going to keep it sort of general. So I'm just going to say preventing violence. Looking for that attractor. Let's put it in. Preventing violence. Preventing violence. Preventing violence. Okay, this is leading me to the middle of nowhere. Okay, I don't know yet, but this looks so much like the point. For those of you who followed me as I was sadly trying to find love with this app, and it kept leading me to the exact same point, this looks like that point again. And hopefully it's not, I don't think it is, but it kind of looks like it. And if preventing violence and me finding love are connected, that's weird. So I don't know though, so let's start the journey and see what is over there. It's in the mountains, so it's back that direction, so we'll see. Luckily, this point is actually not the same point as before, which I'm so grateful for. I never really want to go back to the point again, since I was led there like 4 times or something. It was totally, very shockingly bizarre how that happened, because again, these are randomized points, so to be randomly led at the same point a lot is weird. Anyway, this point is more where that other point was, where I would turn right. This one is to the left. So same road, but eventually we're going to turn left instead of right. So I'm curious. Oh, is there a person? Yes, there is. Oh, he's just jogging real slow on that side. Cool. So this is cool. This is where I've never been before, because normally I would have turned right back there. So it's kind of steep. The road it's taking me to get there is actually above the point. I think technically we might have been able to see the point better from down below, because this point is like one of those hillside views, and with houses and everything, I'm worried we might not actually be able to see anything.
Turn left.
1,000 feet, turn left, okay. What is that? So I'm just looking around and trying to concentrate. I'm not speaking super well, but I'm just saying that who knows what we're actually gonna be able to see up there. There's obviously no parking except for people's houses. So, whoa, okay, turn left. Okay, this I guess is a left. This is very confusing. I don't know if I would ever live up here. just don't know. It's like, they're really nice houses.
Turn left.
1,000 feet, turn left. But this just doesn't appeal to me, this kind of road and living where you don't really have a real yard because your whole yard is just like mountains. I don't know if I would be down with that.
Turn left.
Okay, left. Oh, this is like a fork in the road right here. Okay. What? Okay, here we go. Is this a dirt road? Where am I? Okay, we're still on a real road. I feel like things got like hardcore mountain real fast. So, okay, how close are we? This is narrow. Okay, here we go, Going down the narrow turn. Very beautiful though, I will not deny that. Jeez Louise, this is a much longer and kind of more involved drive than I was hoping, but at least you guys can see we did have our snowpocalypse blizzard, which was really not at all a snowpocalypse, but some people are so new to Colorado, they just freak out at even the slightest sign of snow. But you can see up here how deep it was, and it melts so quickly. This is part of life here though, is we have these big snows, but in just a few days, because that snow was like 4 days ago, and in Boulder, it's almost already totally gone. And then up here, we're just, you know, right above Boulder. That's really pretty. You can see that house and the rock. It is still here, but melting super, super quickly. Okay, this is quite, look at this situation. Whoa, this is a steep uphill turn, but we got this. Lord, this is steep. So maybe preventing violence is an uphill climb.
600 feet, turn left.
What? Okay. Because often it's about the journey to these points, like almost more so than the point itself, but it really depends. It depends on the point, it depends on the person doing the Randonautica intention. Oh, cool. Oh my gosh, you can see, let me just stop here because we're not gonna be able to park. You can see such a cool view of Boulder from up here. These people who live in these houses are just killing it. And I'm a little, okay, whoa, I'm a little trepidatious. Okay, no, we're not going down here. This is like more like someone's driveway
1,000 feet, slight right,
than a road. And I don't think we should go down here. I just don't. So instead, I'm gonna go with my initial intuition, which was that we could actually see the point from like right below, like right where we entered the mountains. That's where this point is, but like on the hillside. So let's try to turn around and do that because I'm not getting stuck down someone's driveway doing this. Okay, wow, this was a good idea. I just found the most epic parking spot right below where I think the point is. I really think it's on this hillside, like that windy, crazy road. It took us all around the ridges of the mountains to bring us to a point that's kind of right up there, but let's look at my phone to make sure. Okay, dang it. Okay, as we're slipping around. I'm kind of wrong, and at the point, I'm so directionally challenged. Like I'm here, I'm kind of looking out this way. I guess I'm kind of looking like boom, like I guess, but it's far up there. But I want to point out, now that we have, please focus, we're not, okay. You can't see it super clearly, but it's the very point of the ridge. And I feel like just knowing this area as I've been led here enough now, annoyingly, that this is a freaking epic view of Boulder, and it's like right at this ridge looking out, and I can just imagine what that could possibly mean in terms of preventing violence. To me, it's like the first thing that comes to me is like going within each of us and being awed and being inspired. It's really hard to be violent against others when you're in a state of like awe and gratitude inside of yourself. And it is so bright. We're gonna put these right on back on because yeah, it's too bright. But it's like nobody ever killed someone who was truly in a state of content in their lives, who truly felt like grateful and just, yeah, like the sense of awe for their own life. Nobody in that state killed anybody. Nobody in that state ever hurt anybody else intentionally in the way that these men who attack women on the street, they're totally unhinged. They are so broken inside that they are driven to do something. Like, I can't even imagine the level of brokenness you must be inside to be drawn to do that kind of thing to another human being. So to me, it kind of makes sense that I would be led to this really awesome, that I can't see because only rich people get to see, but led to this really awesome point up with all these rich houses that has a great view, that would just put you into a state of awe and healing and just appreciation for the world that we get to live in together. So that's where I'm at with that, and I hope that you guys got that as well, and that you understand and appreciate this. This was a really interesting day for me in terms of these points. The first one, I'm still a little bit like, there's just so much that I wish I knew more about that farm and stuff, and the school made me weirdly emotional. I don't know. It's crazy, the experiences that we can have doing this Randonautica stuff. So if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe. I mean, that's pretty obvious that you should subscribe if you enjoyed this in any sense at all. And if you really, really like me and want to support me, you can always buy me a coffee on my Ko-Fi page. I am going to be doing something for people who subscribe for, like, buying me a coffee every month. I have one person doing that right now. His name is Matthew, and I am so appreciative that I've got that person. But as I get more people doing that, we're gonna be in a special VIP club, the Coffee Buying Genevieve Club, and I have yet to, like, materialize what that's gonna look like, but it's gonna be fun. So if you like hanging out with me that much, I appreciate you buying me a coffee, because doing this it's more work than it looks, and I love it, but I do need the help. So thank you guys. But as always, I appreciate each and every one of you for watching this video. I hope that you stay safe. I hope this video helped you to reflect on your own place in this world and how you can influence your own healing and the healing of others, because we don't need to do this kind of stuff to each other. We don't. And I will see you guys in my next video.